started the YouTube channel 6 to 8 months ago, and I wasn't really sure what it was going to turn into, what the opportunities were. As it turns out, there are quite a lot of opportunities running a YouTube channel, even in 2019, 2020. I ended up reviewing a lot of gear, pedals, guitars, etc. So in this video, I want to have a look at what I kept and what I didn't keep from the gear I reviewed this year. And I want to start off with the Trez 3.1 pedal board, which I still have and still love, especially with the Mod 3.1. It's a little patch bait and it keeps everything tidy at the back. You could probably at a push squeeze 12 pedals on there, especially with the mini pedals, but I like the idea that it can really only hold around 6 good pedals, and that sort of grounds me not to keep buying too many pedals and not to have too many options, because I'm quite a simple guy. I live an almost minimalistic lifestyle. If I don't use it, then I have to get rid of it. I have to sell it. That's sort of who I am. So that suits me by having a limited number of pedals on there, which helps me make better choices. Then I did a video on the Micheal Kelly Hybrid 55 Telecaster. I have since sold that guitar, and I sold it because of the piezo pickups and all of the other electronics. Not saying that the piezo pickups are bad, they're not. They're absolutely great, but it was just I like the things to be simple. I like guitars to be guitars. I like electric guitars to be electric guitars, and I like acoustic guitars to be acoustic guitars. That particular guitar did me well for a gig and served me well until I got an acoustic guitar. I would definitely buy another Micheal Kelly guitar, and in fact recently I was looking at another Micheal Kelly Telecaster. Those guitars are absolutely fantastic for the money. Then I bought the JHS little amp box to put on my Fender Hot Rod amp. Still have that, still use it every day. When I'm sitting on my couch just playing through the amp, I can turn the amp. I always have the amp at 12, and then the JHS little amp box turned up a little bit, and I get some of the natural overdrive from the Fender Hot Rod. I almost sold the Hot Rod recently actually, because gear acquisition syndrome. I was looking at the 65 Deluxe reissue because it had a more chimey tone to it, and this was a facepalm moment for me because I don't normally fiddle with a lot of my stuff. I don't normally spend time sitting there and fiddling around with the amp. I just sort of plug in and hopefully I'll get a really good tone and go. But on my Fender Hot Rod Deluxe, I was speaking to a friend of mine in the UK, a guy called Al. I speak about him a lot. In fact, this is him here. And I was speaking to him because he's had a series of Fender amps. And he said, why don't you just hit the bright switch? So I thought, okay, let's try the bright switch. Hit the bright switch. And the whole amp sort of came alive. And I got a chimier Fender tone from it. And that was like a big facepalm moment. And also learned a lesson to actually spend some time getting to know your gear, fiddling around with it, and sort of bonding with it. Because it's something I also do with guitars. When I get a new guitar, I spend time, I change the strings, I polish the frets, I clean the fretboard, and I set it up, intonation, truss rod adjustments, etc. Because for me, as I said earlier, I'm fairly simplistic. So when I get a new piece of gear, I have to justify it, I have to bond with it. So I have to do that with my Fender Hot Rod amp. Guilty. And the next guitar I bought was the 50s Road-Worn Strat. Now, you either love Road-Worn instruments or you don't. I do. So I absolutely love that guitar. It's one of those guitars that I will never sell. It was like... I said earlier, you bond with an instrument, and I've really bonded with that. And that's a good tip if you're buying a new guitar as a beginner. The choices are so overwhelming when you go into guitar stores. I know it's difficult to make that choice because you're probably just looking at aesthetics. You're probably just looking, thinking, that's pretty, I'll have that. But after a while, it's just such a good idea to bond with the guitar, to get a feel for the neck, to get a feel for the action, you know, how wide the nut is, the radius fretboard, etc. And I have really bonded with that guitar, even though it's a 7 1/4 radius neck, so it feels thinner, it's soft V, and I don't know what it is, but that guitar just works for me. And I've still got it, and I still love it. Then I did my first pedal review. So I bought the Mosky Golden Horse, and to date that's my most successful video. And I'm not sure why, but I thank you so much for watching it if you did. It's always difficult on YouTube trying to figure out why things work. Was it because it was a Klon Clone for no money? Was it because I put the video magic in there? I'm not entirely sure. However, the videos almost reached 12,000 views in around, let me have a look here, in 5 months. So I thank you all for that. I haven't still got the pedals. I gave away all of the pedals I demoed last year in a competition. And of course you can't just say, well, I'm going to give away 1 or 2. It's either, in my mind, it's either I give away all of the pedals I demoed this year or not. So that was part of the 2019 pedal giveaway. I then did a video on restringing a Fender guitar with vintage tuners. That was just more of an instructional video, but within that video I had the D'Addario fret polishing kit. So it wasn't so much a review on that kit, but I still stand by that and I still use it. I still buy the D'Addario fret polishing kit and I recommend it. So if you haven't tried it, then perhaps get yourself one and just go through that process next time you restring your guitar of repolishing your frets. It makes such a difference. That's such a good product. Then I demoed the Ammoon EQ7 EQ pedal. That was a really usable pedal. It was a bit noisy at full treble, as I explained in the video. Not really sure why you'd have the treble go that high if it's noisy, but it does. And I haven't got that pedal still either. I gave that away in my Christmas giveaway. At that point, I then bought a Ibanez AC340 ARTWOOD acoustic guitar. I've still got that guitar and I still absolutely love it. In fact, that's my piece of gear for 2019. That particular acoustic guitar, I play it every day and I can't help but keep picking it up and playing it. It's so playable. The action's so good. The tone's good. I don't see why Ibanez haven't sold like 1 million of these things. I absolutely love it. It suits me. I did pitch it against a Martin Custom Road Series guitar. That particular guitar belonged to my brother-in-law, so I just borrowed it for that particular video. But I've still got the Ibanez, still recommend it, still love it. I then bought myself a Mosky mini fuzz pedal. I'd seen so many videos and I thought, I really fancy a fuzz pedal. Let's see what it can do. So I bought that, and as it turns out, that particular pedal wasn't for me. But it's one of those things, isn't it? When you look back on the video, I thought to myself, because in that video I said it either fuzzes or it doesn't. It's on full fuzz or no fuzz. And what I wanted it for was just a touch of fuzz. And it was another facepalm moment when I gave the pedal away. That was part of the giveaway as well, so I haven't still got the pedal. But it was one of those moments where I thought, well, why didn't you back the volume off on the guitar and you just get a touch of fuzz that way? So yeah, another lesson learned in 2019. Then I got the KNA SG-1 acoustic pickup. I've still got that. It's still on my Ibanez ARTWOOD guitar and it always will be. I absolutely love that product. Any video I do with an acoustic guitar where I use the Ibanez will have that KNA SG-1 pickup on there. So I've still got that and I still love that product. Then I got the Rowin 3-in-1 pedal, the DAP-1. I gave that away as part of the pedal giveaway as well. That had the distortion, the delay and the reverb on it. That was an actually really usable pedal because of the unique thing where you could plug some headphones in the back of it. Just plug your guitar in, some power, and just sit on your couch and you've got some distortion, some delay and some reverb. So it was almost like a little personal practice amp, for example. So that was quite a unique thing about that pedal. Yeah, I really like that one. Then I reviewed a humbucker and a single coil pickup for the acoustic guitar. I've still got those pickups and I'll be putting one on my new guitar. You can see it just behind me. Oop, the other way, just there. That's my new Cremona R35 acoustic guitar, which I'll be doing a review on pretty soon. But that thing is just incredible. Solid wood and the clarity from it's amazing. So I'll be putting either the single coil or the humbucker pickup permanently on that particular guitar as well. So I've still got those products. And they are fantastic acoustic pickups, so I've still got them. Then I bought myself a new guitar. As I said in the video, I was watching that pedal show and probably a ton of other videos online about Sonic Blue Strats. And it's one of those guitars that that I fell in love with. Because we've all got our dream guitars, haven't we? Where you go online, you think, I really want that, or one day I'll have that, etc. And that was one of the guitars for me. Still got it, it's just there. Absolutely love it. I'm going through, as I said earlier, I'm going through a bonding process with it. So I changed the strings, polished the frets, cleaned the fretboard, adjusted the truss rods slightly. There was a little bit too much relief in it. The intonation didn't need adjusting. It didn't need adjusting, as I said in the video, because it came in perfectly intonated. But it's me going through like a bonding process with the guitar to really get to love it. Because when I see the guitars, I think, yeah, they look great, but then you've got to get a feel for it. Then I got the Lekato WS-50 wireless guitar system. And as I said in the video, it was about time I got a wireless guitar system, and I use that every day. So regardless of what guitar system or what wireless guitar system that you're after, then I would recommend a wireless guitar system. This thing was only $55. It's been fantastically reliable. So I'd say just somehow get yourself a wireless guitar system. It does help. And I've still got it. Then lastly, the last video I did was the NUX Drum and Loop Pro. I've still got that, and I'm still keeping it because of the 256 backing track capacity and 7 GB storage in that unit. The drum sounds, as I said in the video, could be a little bit better, but they're perfectly usable. They're perfectly fine. But the pedal has so many functions on it, so many features. It's an absolutely incredible thing, built like a tank, and it operates really well. So I'll be using that in future gigs when I go out with friends, just on an acoustic jam or whatever. You know, we can add some drums or bass or whatever we need to, just to enhance the backing tracks a little. You could probably also do some vocal harmonies in there as well. Just double up on the vocals, just to lift your live show just a little bit. So here's to 2020. As I said earlier, the opportunities on YouTube are still good. They're still there. And they might not necessarily be financial, but that doesn't matter, because the big thing about this particular platform is building relationships and having conversations with people that leave comments in the comments section below, and also getting to know other creators. It's like a big social circle, and that's a good thing about it, because you should always get out there and network, and this has brought that opportunity for me. And plus also, one of the things I really wanted to do on this channel was improve my guitar playing, and I have to, because each time I make a video, I've got to play something new. I've got to play something that's original as well, because of the copyright issues. So that makes me pick up the guitar even more, and hopefully over the last 6 months I've improved on guitar. People have said I have, so I feel it in myself as well. So thanks very much for watching. Thanks for watching throughout 2019, and I'll see you soon.